So I definitely want to congratulate you. I know you've talked about this many times, but I want to congratulate you on the fight with Adesanya. Obviously, you did good. You've been asked, I'm sure, a million times how you feel about that fight. But I'd like to, obviously, you're happy with your performance. You laid the blueprint kind of on how to beat him. Obviously, you're a bigger guy, but he obviously came up to your weight class, and that's, so you fought at a fair weight. But let's move on from that kind of in the way of you. Since the last interview I saw of you talking about the fight with Vettori, I haven't seen one where you've talked about it since. And what I'd like to know is, when you saw the Vettori fight with Adesanya, what were your thoughts on that fight? And do you think Adesanya got that much better for that fight, or do you think Vettori was just not good enough to beat him? What is your take on that?
I think just Vettori is not me. He is a good fighter. He got good skills, but not enough for Adesanya.
Yeah.
And I think Adesanya, he did his homework. He was ready for the takedowns, for defending on the ground. We see that he swept him in easy way, So I was surprised when Vettori take him down, control him a little bit, but not so good, I don't know why. Maybe he don't have a power. Maybe he don't know how to control fighter like Adesanya, because Adesanya he's tricky guy, sleepy, like a snake a little bit. So It's hard to control the ground. But I did, I was ready for this. Vettori not,
Did anything surprise you in that fight, just going back a little bit in the Adesanya fight? Because what surprised me during the fight was you connected a lot more on the feet than I expected you to. I expected you to take him down and try to win the fight that way. But when you were connecting on the feet, that was what kind of shocked me a little bit, because he's so good on the feet. And I figured his size being smaller, if he was smaller, which obviously I think he was, would be an advantage for him, because he'd be faster and even more elusive to someone like you that's bigger. And you were still landing and connecting.
No, because I don't know. I've got good timing, I've got good timing. I know good time to hit someone when start doing my punches, my combination. And I train. I do a lot of sparring session with the similar guys to Adesanya, So they move like this. So I was ready for that. And I knew what I have to do, what I have to do, how to use my body, how to use my style against him, That's why I just, and I just do this in a good way. In my way, but it worked.